why all the hate on the Marvel Spider-Man 2 symbiote suit? I've seen so much like crazy arguments and people just going insane over this suit. Like, I'm seeing a lot of very positive things being said, but I'm also seeing some very negative things too. And I mean, that's part of life, right? You've got opinions and people clashing. That's just kind of how it works. But I don't think this suit needs the hate that it's getting. Okay, I think the suit is phenomenal. Okay, now I might get crucified in the comments, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on this suit in the comments below, like your raw, unfiltered thoughts, and we're going to talk about it, because this video is going to be a discussion about this suit. I mean, clearly that's the whole point of this. Now, Insomniac has gone out of their way to make the suit different. A lot of people's gripes with this suit is that it does not look like a cloth. It doesn't look like, hell, I mean, I bet a lot of people wanted it to look like that leak that we got, not of the actual suit, but in the first game, there was like a look at what the symbiote suit would have looked like back then, which is like 5 years ago from the PS4 files, where it just looked like the Insomniac suit, but black, right? And I'm so glad we didn't get that, because that would have been terrible. A lot of people might disagree with that, but it would have been awful, you know? I'm glad that they went with some kind of armory look at the same time, but not. And the thing about this suit, right? It reminds me of a xenomorph. And the whole point of this suit, it's an alien. It's alive, right? It's... it bonded to Peter, it enhances his aggression, it feeds off of it, and it's been corrupting him. Now, another thing that people don't like about this is in the comics, it was a cloth, right? Like, Peter mistakes it for a cloth, and then he dons it. It amplifies his powers, and the reason why he takes it off, it's not corrupting him or anything. He just finds out it's alive, and he's just like, no, I don't want it. But in the 90s show and beyond that, they've been changing it. So now when he puts it on, it's like a symbiote. It still does the thing where it goes out and fights crime while he's asleep, but it's like amplifying its aggression. It's making him who he isn't. It's making him angry, and it's feeding off of that, right? It's a symbiote. That's what a symbiote does. But the thing that I really like about this suit, it looks nasty, right? It's not smooth. It's not kind of like a perfect one-to-one recreation of the original suit like it was in, you know, Spider-Man 3, but a bit like different. You know, obviously it would have been black, but it kept that webbing on that suit, and it changed the spider a tiny bit. It's not perfectly smooth in this game either. It's like, it's alive. It looks alive. Like, there's bits where it like kind of recreated the armor, but then there's like bits where it looks like uncovered muscle, and it looks alien. It looks like it's moving, and I think that's a fantastic design choice for this suit. It's like trying to armor Peter, but at the same time, it's got those alien bits on it, right? It looks amazing. I love this interpretation of the Insomniac symbiote suit. It's definitely different. It's definitely harder to get used to, but the more I'm looking at it, the more I love it. I mean, they've kept the classic symbiote logo. Like, it's pretty much one-to-one. It looks fantastic. It looks perfect. They've also changed up a bit on the suit, where it was, you know, before it was like a rectangle that was white that he shoot webs out of. Now it looks like a V. It looks very slim, and I really enjoy that change of the actual suit. Like, this suit genuinely looks alive, and the whole point of it is to be that, to nail that on the head, that it's an alive thing. It's an alien. It's mimicking things. It's trying to mimic Spider-Man's armor, but can't quite get it right. You know, it's like the armor's kind of protecting him, and it looks like a suit, but it's also an alien, right? It looks like, somebody said it looks like the missing pieces of the suit look like the organs of the symbiote itself. And I think that looks amazing. It's very slimy. I'm glad they kept it like that. I'm glad that it's like creepy and disturbing looking, which it's meant to. It's a parasite. It's not meant to look appealing. It's not like meant to look like a piece of cloth that you're meant to put on. It's meant to look very alien and gross and weird, right? Like, it's all misshapen. And the other thing is, guys, we don't know if they're going to take inspiration from Spectacular Spider-Man, in the sense that the suit is going to slowly lose more detail as Peter wears it and gets accustomed to it and kind of possessed by it, right? Because in that show, like, over the course of the few episodes, like during that arc, it would slowly grow, and the, you know, the emblem would like grow out, the eyes would lose more detail, and you'd lose all that original webbing that he had, and it would just become more alien. So hell, you know, we saw Venom in that teaser, right, with his face, but that literally might happen to Peter. That might, like, we literally might end up seeing, like, variations, like 3 different variations of the suit, like the one where he first puts it on, the halfway point, and then the ending point where we kind of go in a boss fight against him. We're definitely fighting him as Miles. That's happening. That's 100% happening, and I'll make a different video on that, talking about that. But right now we're talking about the suit. So there might be like an evolution that we see, because we're clearly hearing Yuri's voice be very menacing here. So we're probably going to see some sort of evolution or something. And even if we don't, that's okay, because Yuri just knows how to get that aggressive, like, voice going. I mean, he voices Sasuke, man. Like, come on, give him some credit. He's killing it. He's amazing, and he's one of my favorite voice actors of all time. The man voices like all of my favorite characters, right? He voices Ben 10, he voices Sasuke, he voices like a version of Superman. It's amazing, dude. But we'll see what happens with the suit. Obviously, you're okay to hate the suit. You're okay to have your own opinions, but don't just like blindly hate it because it's not what you want it to be, in the sense of like a damn cloth or something, right? Like, I think we can all appreciate different artistic sort of interpretations of these suits. I mean, obviously before it was a cloth, but now with the way media has been portraying the suit, it's been taking on that more gooey approach. I mean, you've seen what Venom looks like from the Venom movies, right? You saw Venom from Spider-Man 3, very liquid. I mean, that's what we're getting now, and that's where this is heading. That's just how it is, and I like it. I love the biological armor look of it. It looks sleek. Like, if you were to see this suit, you'd be like, whoa, that's a cool suit, and then your eyes would focus and you'd see all the gross, creepy little bits on the suit, like the little armor looking things where it's like trying to mimic, and then you see all of the gross little details that look like flesh from the symbiote. It looks amazing. It looks like it's breathing. It looks like it's feeding off of Spider-Man, and it looks fantastic. It genuinely does. Like, to me, I genuinely love it. I love how gross it looks. I love how organic it looks. I think they've really nailed it on the head. It looks disgusting, but in the best way possible. And I think that, you know, this was just a small snippet. You got to remember, this was just a small snippet. I'm sure they've cut out some bits of dialogue and changed it, kind of like how they did before, where they replaced like Martin Lee with like a goon, right? Or they've kept like Miles' dad out of the story. I mean, they've in the Miles game, they haven't revealed Finn to us either during the trailers. So, you know, keep your brain fresh for changes. It looks fantastic. Just don't hate this suit for no reason. Don't be like, oh, it's ugly because it looks like the MCU suits, man. It's got all the armors and things, because that is a terrible argument here. Because the thing is, that's what this suit's trying to do. It's reading into Peter's brain. It's seeing what previous suits he's had, right? Like, he fought Doc Ock. You got to keep that in mind. So hell, it could even be taking inspiration from that too, like that fight. It's like, oh, Peter, he had this very armored suit, and you got to keep in mind that suit was black too, and it had like a very shiny like spider on it. So maybe he took inspiration literally from just that suit by itself, right? And then it kept like the exposed bits that are like streamlined, which is like the blue bits on his suit, and that's the bits that you see that are exposed. I don't know if you're getting the vision here, but I can see it, and I really, really like it. I genuinely love it more and more the more I think of it. It looks amazing. Okay, so let me know your guys' thoughts over here on this suit in the comments below. I definitely want to have a discussion here. You know, don't go crazy with, like, you know, calling it trash, or, I mean, you can if you want, like, if that's your actual unfiltered opinion, but let's have a civilized discussion. That's all I like in the comments. Now, subscribe to the channel as well. I want to say thank you so much for almost 64,000 subscribers. I've been posting a ton of different superhero content. I'm a Spider-Man guy, right? But I also love The Flash, also Batman, Superman, all that stuff. So you can expect that on the channel as well. And I've been posting shorts as well, which is, it's been pretty good, man. It's been popping off with like Injustice shorts and like Mortal Kombat stuff as well, which I've been having a lot of fun with. So yeah, should drop a like, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you in the next Marvel Spider-Man 2 video. Peace.